Welcome everyone. Uh, our project name is Unity Zombie Game. Was born out of a desire to master the core look of survival horror. We didn't just want to make any other shooter game. We wanted to create a sense of mounting dread. My role was defining the game scope and a wave-based survival experience set in a crumbling urban environment. We focused on 30 seconds of fun rule, ensuring that the movement, aiming, and shooting felt tactile and responsive. Today, we are going to walk you through how we turned a black unity scene into a blood pumping apocalypse. Uh, and These are all the assets which we used in the game: animations, asset packs, environment, materials, prefabs, pro builder data, and scenes, script, scripts are C hash codes, starter assets, TechMesh Pro, and trees. Uh, Player UI, player UI, event system, enemies, pickups, lights, bath, TV, and etc. These are all the assets which we used, and this is the game I will play and show to you. I will explain all these environment system, enemies, pickups, lights. These are all event system and enemies which are zombies which will attack us, and pickups are like ammo and batteries, because we are having a torchlight and a gun which will run out of ammo and battery, so that we can charge and refill our gun, and lights we to see in the dark. Now I play the game and promote it. And nearby you can see that the zombies is attacking us. We run out of battery. I am unable to see the environment because we run out of batteries. Still I am in the game, but because we have run out of batteries, we are unable to see the environment. And I play In the previous game, we are unable to see because we run out of batteries. So we are unable to use the torch.
Hello, good afternoon, one and all. I am a fourth member of this project. My name is Sheikh Nishaj. So, I want to explain this about project. In a zombie survival game, the enemies are the heart of the experience. My role was the design and implement intelligent and challenging zombies behavior. So, I want to say to achieve this, I used Unity's built-in nav smash, which allows zombie to navigate environment smoothly while avoiding obstacles like walls, cars. This ensures the zombies don't just move randomly but identically find path towards the player. So instead of zombies simply walk straightward to player, I implemented a more advanced behavior system in this game using a technique and floating a chart. So this allows the zombies to spread out naturally surrounded the player and attack from multiple directions, creating a more instance and more realistic threat. I also designed a finite state static machine or FSM to control zombie behavior. Each zombie operates through different states, such as ideally, which stands still, wonder where it roams, the environment chase, where I actively follows when close enemies through this behavior dynamic rather the predictable. Once the biggest challenge I faced was maintaining performance while handling multiple zombies. So this project is more predictable and a logical game. So I solved these optimized pathfinding calculations, limited unnecessarily calculations. So in this game, limited unnecessary updates, ensuring the game runs smoothly even through hordes appear on screen. Identically, I worked on improving realism by adjusting movement, speed, attack timing, and reaction delays so that zombies feel dangerous but still fair to the player. Overall, my goal is to create enemies that are not just obstacles by the cut, but construct source of tension and making every moment in this game unpredictable and engaging. So overall, this my goal is to create enemies that are not obstacles but construct source of tension. So in this game, I was unpredictable in this game moment. So by unpredictable and enjoying.
So, hello everyone. In our project, I was responsible for developing the player system and weapon mechanics using C. Firstly, I worked on the player controller, which you can see, and this controls how the player moves in the game. So that I also made sure that movement is smooth and responsible, so the player can walk and run. So these are the assets, and these are the packages you can see in it. So and these are the main camera and etc capsule and player camera route. It helps the player walk, run, and look around easily. This is a very important in zombie survival game because quick movement can save the player from attacks. Next, I developed the shooting systems. I mean, which also comes from the environment and etc. Uh, Forms etc. And the asset packs. There are multiple like zombie and etc. The background visuals etc. Next, I developed the shooting system. We use something called the recoil system. In simple terms, when the player shoots, an invisible line is sent from the gun to check if it hits a zombie. This makes shooting fast and also uh, very accurate. Instead of using physical bullets, which are slower and heavier for the system, and it also may affect the performance of the game. I also create a modular weapon system. This means we can easily add different type of guns in a game, like not only one gun. We have different features like damage, range, and fire rate, etc., which makes it very realistic and um, make it very enthusiast for a gamer. And I also focused on making a gun feel real, as I said before, and powerful. So for this, I had a small uh, camera shake when shooting and a little recoil. Gun moves slightly upwards after firing, which happens in realistic games, I mean fighting games. So you can see all these enemies are like they are zombies in this game. These are the files. So as in, I also handle the player health system. When zombies attack, the player loses health, and if the zombies attack the player continuously and his health becomes zero, then the game ends, which also makes the game very realistic and enjoyable for the players who are playing. So let me run the game for you and show you how the game will be. See, as you can see, the game is now on, and I can move forward, backward, etc. anywhere, and I can control the gestures of the game or the directions using this cursor, and I can travel like places wherever I want to. As it is dark, we are unable to see it properly. But see, there is a zombie here. I want to shoot. When I double click using my cursor, I can shoot them. I have died due to my health has been depleted completely and attacked by zombies multiple times. So hope you understood how this game works. And we have here a limited number of bullets. By exploring this place, we can collect like how many bullets we want to based on the supplies we added in the game. We can collect them. So for that, we need to be exploring the area very much. See, as we add battery, see, now while shooting, a zombie has been dead.
Environmental storytelling. In a survival horror game, the environment isn't just a background, it's an abstraction. My primary goal was to create a non-linear urban playground that feels it offers practical choices. Using the Unity Pro Builder, I whiteboxed the level of focus of flow. We choose a city setting back because it allows for new natural choke points are strategically placed narrow alleys where players can get trapped and wide open intersections where they can see the horde coming but have nowhere to hide. This creates a rhythm of safety and extreme tension. I also integrated verticality using ramps and abandoned trucks that the player can climb to get a high advantage through that risky being cornered at the top. Atmospheric through lightning and post processing. To move from a genetic city to zombie apocalypse, I focused heavily on Unity's universal render pipeline that's called URP. Volumetric fog. I added a low-lying fog layer that obscures the zombie feet and lower bodies, make it harder for the player to judge exactly how many enemies are in the pack. Back versus real time. We used back-end lightning lamps for the static buildings to save the performance, and but I added flickering real-time points, lights like a sparking street lamp or a burning car to create the shifting the shadows. This makes a player jump at his own shadows, which is essential for the horror genre. Color grading. Using the global volume component, I used push the color palette toward disastrate blue and sickly greens, giving world a dead feel that contrasts sharply with the bright orange muzzles flashes flashes of the guns. Environmental storytelling. Finally, we focused on environmental storytelling instead of using the intrusive arrows to tell the player where to go. We used lightning and blood trails. If there is a pile of crates blocking a path, it's pile of it's surrounded by the trash and debris to look like a despite failed bracide.
Was an anger or sometimes it like a shotgun or it like say long range. We put this plug into the system and make its behavior. For shooting, I use it a cast based approach. It's fast and trace, so it worked really well for instant hit detection without affecting performance. One of more interesting challenges was making the weapons feels they actually have weight. I didn't want to feel flat, so I added camera shake and modular recoil. That way, every shot feels a bit different and add a sense of impact. I also handle the player health and stamina systems. I try to balance them in a way. Here the game doesn't feel too easy. Player able to handle the actions and think a bit so surviving actually feels rewarding. Overall, I focused on making the player experience feel soil responsive and satisfying. One of the most challenging aspects was achieving a realistic weight or impact feels for weapon. I tackle this by combining camera shake effects with precision recoil skills. Instead of instead of my goal was to create the player system that not only performs efficiently but also delivers a strong immersive gameplay experience through responsive controls that impacts smoothing mechanics and well balanced survival elements. Additionally, I developed and managed the player's health and stamina systems. The systems were carefully balanced systems. The systems were carefully balanced to create a meaningful survival.
My role is the project was design and implement the wave system around the user interface and both of the player engagement. The wave system is essentially the core of the game change. I developed the structured spamming system where enemies appear in waves and which each new wave the definitely gradually increase. The increase is not just a zombies number of zombies but also their spam rate and pressure on the player making survival more intense over time. To manage this, I created tracking mechanism that continuously monitors how many enemies are alive in the scene. Once all zombies were or in a wave defeated, and the next wave will be started. The given player of the brief movement prepare. These ensure that the gameplay feels continuous and does not eh, break the game. I also made sure that spamming logic opt- optimized so that performance remains stable even then multiple enemies are active at once. In addition to the wave system, I worked on designing the HUD, the heads up display, which is mainly the way player receive information during gameplay. I I focused on keeping the UI clean, manual, and easy to understand. Important elements like player health, count, and current wave number are clearly displayed, so the player can make quick decisions without confusion. The UI updates in real time, giving immediate immediate feedback during combat simulation. Another important part of the work was implementing the game over the reset system. The When the player's health reaches zero, the game smoothly transitions to a over game state and ensure that the restarting game quick and slams.
To make the game more free to play, fragmentation allows for rate unlimited support on emulation both verify information and challenges animate implement animation controls using mimiclone to create smooth transformation between different zombies behavior such as flow enables storm and suddenly aggressive lunge towards the player. The balance of animation helps cover unpredictable and tensions, making each encounters more enhancing and realization. In addition to animations in designs and this customs played system to enhance the visual expressions. Those demands music flashes, which weapons are fired, heavily blood spreads, effects up to improve and subdued both panics, but to reach moments and closings. Each momentum refers to as the game feels or juicy play as culture roles in provides information and suffocation feedback to the player. Each action the player takes in valuably reinforced with into the recoils of the weapons or the splots of blood increases the interaction feels impowerful and reformation furthermore precious blood dialogues left on the environment serves as the reverse history combat reminding players of the battle. They forgot the adding to the atmosphere of the game. All together,